On August 23rd, 1970, one of Hollywood's most promising young actors was born. His name was River Phoenix. By the time he was barely out of his teens, River had already starred in some of the most memorable films of the 1980s and early 1990s. He had worked alongside Harrison Ford, Keanu Reeves, Sidney Poitier, and some of the biggest names in Hollywood. He had even earned an Academy Award nomination before his 20th birthday. River Phoenix seemed destined to become one of the defining actors of his generation, but he would never live to see his 24th birthday. In the early morning hours of October 31st, 1993, River Phoenix collapsed outside a famous nightclub on the Sunset Strip. His younger brother, Joaquin, desperately called 911.
Seizures on Sunset and Larrabee, please come here.
Okay, calm down a little bit, okay? What's the address where you need us?
It's Sunset and Larrabee. It's at the Viper Room.
Okay, what's the address, sir? Do you know?
What's the address to the fucking club?
Okay, sir? Sir, calm down a little bit, okay?
I'm sorry, it's my
That's
brother.
okay.
Please come here.
How old is he?
He's 23.
Calm down, okay? If you can't calm down, give the phone to somebody else.
No, there's no one else around.
Okay.
I'm fine. No, I think he had volume or something. I don't know.
Who's with him right now?
My sister, the people.
Okay, can you talk to her from where you are?
She's trying to give him mouth to mouth.
Sir, calm down. Tell her not to give him mouth to mouth.
Don't give him mouth to mouth.
You only give him mouth to mouth if he's not breathing. What's he doing? Just seems like he's sleeping right now?
Yeah, he just looks like he's sleeping. Is he okay?
That's very normal, okay?
Yeah?
That's very normal. Sometimes, in fact, sometimes they do actually go to sleep.
Paramedics rushed River to the hospital, but there was nothing doctors could do. At only 23 years old, River Phoenix was gone. Today on Tales from the Tombs, New Jersey, we look back at the incredible rise, heartbreaking final night, and lasting legacy of River Phoenix. River Jude Phoenix was born on August 23, 1970 in Madras, Oregon. He was the oldest child in what would eventually become a well-known entertainment family. His younger siblings included Rain, Joaquin, Liberty, and Summer Phoenix. And yes, that Joaquin Phoenix would eventually become one of Hollywood's most acclaimed actors himself. River's childhood was unusual. His parents, John and Arlen Bottom, traveled extensively with their children. For several years, the family lived outside the United States before eventually returning and settling in California. Money was often tight. River and his siblings began performing music in public at a young age. Those early performances eventually led to talent agents noticing the children, and it quickly became clear that River had something special. River began appearing in television productions and commercials, but unlike many child actors, he seemed capable of portraying emotions far beyond his years. Hollywood noticed, and before long, River Phoenix was getting major film roles. The movie that changed everything came in 1986. River was cast as Chris Chambers in Rob Reiner's Stand By Me. The movie followed four boys who set off on a journey to find the body of a missing boy. River's character, Chris, was tough and street smart, but beneath that exterior was a kid struggling with his family's reputation and wondering whether he could ever escape the life people expected him to live. River was only 15 years old during production, but his performance was remarkably mature. For many viewers, Chris Chambers became the emotional heart of the movie, Stand By Me became a classic, and River Phoenix became a star. But River didn't stop there. He appeared alongside Harrison Ford in The Mosquito Coast, he starred in Little Nikita, and then came a role that proved River wasn't just another teenage heartthrob. In 1988, River starred in Running on Empty. He played Danny Pope, the son of parents who had spent years living as fugitives. Danny is forced to constantly move, change identities, and leave behind friendships because of choices made by his parents. River's performance was powerful, and Hollywood took notice. He received an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. River Phoenix was only 18 years old. Before he had even reached his 20s, he had become one of the youngest actors of his generation to receive that level of recognition. And it seemed that his career was only getting started. In 1989, River appeared in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, playing the young version of Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones. It was a relatively short appearance, but millions of moviegoers saw him. Then in 1991, River took on one of the most daring roles of his career. He starred opposite Keanu Reeves in Gus Van Sant's My Own Private Idaho. River played Mike Waters, a vulnerable young man suffering from narcolepsy while searching for his mother and trying to understand where he belonged. The film was very different from the mainstream Hollywood movies River could easily have chosen. And that was part of what made River Phoenix different. He seemed more interested in challenging roles than simply becoming a conventional movie star. His performance earned enormous critical praise. River Phoenix was no longer being talked about as someone who might someday become a great actor. Many believed he already was one. River's interests extended far beyond acting. He loved music. He played guitar, wrote songs, and performed with his band, Aleka's Attic. He was also outspoken about environmental issues and animal rights. River followed a vegan lifestyle and frequently used his celebrity to bring attention to causes he cared about. Friends often described him as serious, sensitive, and deeply concerned about the world around him. But there was another side to Hollywood: the pressure, the parties, and the drug culture surrounding parts of the entertainment and music industries. That world would eventually intersect with River Phoenix on one terrible night. It was the night of October 30th, 1993, Halloween weekend in Los Angeles. River Phoenix went to the Viper Room, a nightclub located on the famous Sunset Strip in West Hollywood. At the time, the Viper Room was one of the hottest clubs in Hollywood. Actors, musicians, and celebrities regularly spent their nights there. River was accompanied by people close to him, including his younger brother Joaquin, his sister Rain, and his girlfriend, actress Samantha Mathis. River was reportedly interested in playing music that night. But as the evening continued, something went terribly wrong. River began feeling ill. His condition rapidly deteriorated. Eventually, he made his way outside the nightclub. And then, on the sidewalk in front of the Viper Room, River Phoenix collapsed. River began suffering violent seizures. People gathered around him. His family was terrified. His younger brother Joaquin, who was only 19 years old at the time, called 911. He pleaded for an ambulance. It is one of the most heartbreaking details of the entire story. River Phoenix, an Oscar-nominated movie star whose face was known around the world, was lying on a sidewalk while his younger brother desperately tried to save his life. Paramedics arrived. They attempted to stabilize River and rushed him to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Doctors continued trying to revive him, but it was too late. At 1:51 in the morning on October 31st, 1993, River Phoenix was pronounced dead. He was only 23 years old. The news stunned Hollywood. An autopsy was performed by the Los Angeles County coroner. The official cause of death was determined to be acute multiple drug intoxication. Toxicology testing found cocaine and morphine, along with other substances, in River's system. His death was ruled accidental. River Phoenix had died from an overdose. Within hours, television crews and reporters descended on the Viper Room. Fans began leaving flowers, candles, and notes outside the nightclub. The very place River had visited expecting to enjoy a night of music became permanently associated with his death. The reaction was enormous. River was not viewed as a fading star. He was considered one of Hollywood's brightest young talents. He had already proven himself as a child actor. He had successfully transitioned into adult roles. He had been nominated for an Academy Award, and he was only 23. His death left Hollywood with one enormous unanswered question: how great could River Phoenix have become? Actors and filmmakers who worked with River continued speaking about his talent for decades afterward. Keanu Reeves, who had become close friends with River, went on to become one of Hollywood's biggest stars. River's younger brother Joaquin also eventually became an Academy Award-winning actor, but River would forever remain frozen in time, young, talented, and filled with potential. And because this is Tales from the Tombs, NJ, there is one question we always like to answer. Where is River Phoenix buried? River Phoenix does not have a traditional cemetery grave that fans can visit. Following his death, River was cremated. His ashes were reportedly scattered at his family's property near Macanopy, Florida. There is no elaborate Hollywood tomb, no giant monument, no famous cemetery headstone. For River Phoenix, his memorial is largely found in the films, photographs, and memories he left behind. River Phoenix appeared in only a relatively small number of movies, but look at what he accomplished. Stand By Me, Running on Empty, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, My Own Private Idaho, Dogfight, Sneakers, and several others. His work continues to be discovered by younger generations who were not even alive when River died, and perhaps that is the greatest testament to his talent. More than 3 decades later, audiences still watch him, they still talk about him, and they still wonder what might have been. River Phoenix was born on August 23, 1970. In 2026, he would have turned 56 years old. Instead, the world remembers him forever as a young man of 23, a gifted actor, a musician, an activist, a brother, and one of Hollywood's greatest examples of a career cut tragically short. River Phoenix lived only 23 years, but in those 23 years, he left behind performances that people are still watching more than 3 decades later. And maybe that tells us everything we need to know about just how special he really was. Gone far too soon, but never forgotten. This is Tales from the Tombs, NJ. Please help me by subscribing to my channel. It is completely free. If you enjoyed the story, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments. What is your favorite River Phoenix movie? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next journey through history.